Hello, welcome to another video. Today I'll be doing a video on 5 important skills for success and growth. Open-mindedness. Open-mindedness is something which, is you being willing to hearing other voices, and it's when you are willing to hear other voices and chat with others and get their information from them and get what they have to share. That is what open-mindedness is. It is something that can be very important when you're designing something. Say you're designing a car, and let's say, you specialize in one thing. Okay, maybe you specialize in an engine. Well, some guy who specializes in tires or some other part of the car might be like, this is what we should do. This is what we should do. And you're like, okay, yeah, this guy has credentials. It seems to make sense. Yeah, we'll go with him because you're going to want to listen to the person who ultimately, might know some things. And you're going to want that. You're going to want to learn that. And you're going to be like, okay, yeah. And then, open-mindedness isn't just like in a business sense when you're designing something. It's willing to listen to others, because some people, they aren't willing to listen to others. They're just like, I'm right. I know everything. I have everything figured out. Everything's perfect. Nothing's wrong about me. And that's not a good mindset to have, because everyone out there has got some special knowledge that you don't know. And you just gotta, you gotta be willing to hear it or listen to it, even if you don't like it. Because everybody's got something cool, interesting about them that people don't know about. Okay. But open-mindedness is very, very important, because, without it, you won't run as well. Because if you're closed-minded, let's say you're a manager, okay? You're running a company, you're running people. And you're like, you're wrong. You see an employee suggest something, be like, what about this? And you're like, no, you're wrong. You don't know. I'm right, because I'm right. It's like, why would you think that? Just test it out. Maybe he's right. Maybe he's wrong. You don't know until you test it. You don't know until you figure out. You don't know until you've discovered it. Because otherwise, something that potentially could save you, your company, maybe millions or billions of dollars, or even save you time, because that is a limitless resource that we have. But you need to be willing to listen to others, because, that's something that if you don't have that, you won't be able to function very well in really anywhere. Because you'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm right, la la la, everyone else is wrong. The whole world isn't wrong, I'll tell you that. You're not right and the whole world is wrong. That's almost never the case. Communication. Communication is key. Communication is something that enables you to convey information and get more information from someone. It also enables you to share that. And also, the only way you get something from someone is by communicating with them, by talking with them. They're not just going to give it to you, because they're not always thinking about everyone. Most people, they think about themselves and a group of other people. But if you're in an organization, you're in a company, you're in anything, you don't get somewhere by staying there. You don't get there by being idle. You need to go out, talk with some people, find some people who can share you, who can give you knowledge. Because, you might get some really, really insightful knowledge from some person who is very experienced, knows a lot about something, is willing to share. That is something that is very important. You just go up to them, you say, hey, how you doing? My name is, insert your name. And you're like, I'm really interested in this, so can you teach me a little bit about it? If they say no, say, okay, I was hoping you'd be able to help me, but thank you. And so, you just do something like that. You talk with them, you try to, get their captivation, because one period of time, they were once like you. They were once out there asking questions, trying to find something, and someone helped them. And someone gave them this knowledge that saved them time, hopefully, and life experience, and, making bad mistakes and making bad choices. And so that is something that communication will allow you to do. It'll allow you to get knowledge, share knowledge, and save you time, and also save you from mistakes. Leadership skills. Leadership is something that seems scary, something that seems impossible. But I have a very good definition of leadership, I think. Leadership is when someone, takes the initiative for something. They go out, they're like, I'm doing this is what I'm doing. Or it could also be, getting people together to do something. I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing something. And so, you brought people together, and that's leadership. That's leadership. That would be an example of leadership. Sorry. But, okay. Leadership. So, yeah, that's what leadership is, okay? And how does leadership enable you to find success and, do things? Okay, well, leadership, taking initiative. If you're that employee who always does things good, takes the initiative, constantly gets things done good, works real hard, that's leadership. You're setting an example. And so, the boss of yours might say, hey, I like you. You're good. You take good initiative. You said, oh, you're like, okay, yeah, thank you. He's like, so I wanted to consider you for this position, this role, this thing you will do. And you're like, okay, I'm going to give that a shot. I'll try that. I'll see how it goes. And you try it. And this cycle repeats. You work hard, you get there. But, it's not entirely like that, because some people, they want to hire their friends. They don't consider merit. They don't consider ability. They don't, it's just emotion and networking that's there. But with leadership, no. Leadership in I would say most circumstances will enable you to get somewhere better. It will enable you to get somewhere better because you're taking initiative. You're going ahead of people. You're not just the guy who is getting told by, someone higher than you. They're like, I want you to go do X, Y, Z. I want you to do this, and do this. This is all you have to do. And you're like, no. I've already done this. I got it all done. So can I do this? You're doing more work. And he's like, wow, this guy is good. He's like, yeah. And you're going to stand out. Everyone's going to be like, look at this guy. And you want to stand out. You want to stand out. You don't want to stand out in a bad way, though. But, yeah, that's leadership. Organizational skills. Organizational skills are the ability and, it's basically just your ability to go out there and find time to do things, find ability to do something. That's what organizational skills are. Finding the time to do something, thinking about your time. Everyone always says time. I like to think about it more as tasks. Because there are some tasks you got to do. So you're like, oh, I got to do some tasks. That sounds cool and is very important. You need to have the ability to organize things. Okay, now, I'm not saying they have to be super perfect, they have to be super good, but they have to be pretty good. So how can this help you to organize things? Well, let's say you just, you've decided that you want to do something. You're like, okay. You look at your calendar, you're like, doot, doot, doot. Okay, I'm doing this thing this day. So yeah, I can't, you're like, I'm doing this thing this day. I can't do anything from this time. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's an example of organizational skills. You're organizing your time, you're organizing your effort, you're organizing your ability. Because really, you're not organizing your time. Your time's there. You can't really organize it. It's going to happen. You're organizing where you put your efforts into, where you put your attention into. That's what this is about. Organizational skills. Okay? Another example, you're at a business, you're like, okay, you're the head. Okay? Let's say you're the leader. And you have no organizational skills. You're like, I want you to do that. I want you to do that. How about that? And that, and that, and that. Your report comes back. Your finances come back. Your man says, we lost money. What's the problem? And you're like, okay. He's like, you talk with him, and he's like, dude, why would you do this? You gotta have organization. Because those tax guys, they're real organized. They gotta know everything. They gotta have it all perfect. They gotta have it all nice, clean, neat. And they're like, dude, why would you do that? You just gotta think. You just gotta, see what the company needs worked on, and that's what you do. You investigate, you find stuff, and then you set that as a goal. That is called organizational skills. Organizational skills are really about setting what you do, setting the time you do things, setting aside effort for something. Problem solving. You're going to have a lot of problems in life. You're going to encounter a lot of things that you're going to have to think about. You're going to have to be like, okay, what do I do? What's the best choice to do in this circumstance? You'll be like, okay, I don't know. Problem solving, when I say that, by problem solving, I mean like the ability to find a solution to something, the ability to resolve something, the ability to figure something out and address it. That is what problem solving is. Problem solving is a very important skill to have. So, what does it enable you to do? Well, it enables you to think things through and figure out, okay, this is what's wrong. You're like, okay, this is wrong. You found something that doesn't work. And you're going to look at it and be like, okay, what do we got to do to fix that? What do we got to do? What's going to make that work? What's going to fix that? And how will we implement that? This is, without a doubt, very important to success. Okay, now I'm going to give you an example of a problem that many people face, and that is a problem with money. Many people face a problem with money. Many people face a problem in which it seems that they don't have enough. Okay? And maybe you don't have enough. Maybe you don't have enough. Or maybe you do have enough. But if there's a problem there, you find yourself not being able to eat, not being able to do things, I highly advise you that you get some kind of education almost anywhere. Get an education literally anywhere. And that will enable you more job opportunities, higher pay, things like that. But if you find you have a problem with money, there's a solution. That's budgeting. You plan. You think. You do. That's what you do. That's how you fix a problem. You go out, you implement a solution, you do it. If it doesn't work, maybe a budget doesn't work for you. You're like, okay, now what do I gotta do? Well, you're like, I don't know. So maybe you're like, let's try a different kind of budget. Let's try a different thing. Let's give more money to this, less money to this, yada, 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 etc. There's a lot of things like that where most problem solving is just finding the problem, thinking of a solution, implementing it. And if the solution doesn't work, you just go back to step one. Find the problem, find the solution, implement it. That's how you solve every problem you encounter. Almost every. Now, there are some problems that are rather seemingly insurmountable. I'll tell you this. A mountain is not climbed by one man alone. He must have a team to support him. He must have a team to help him. He must have a team to be there when he is in trouble. He must have a team there to help guide him and protect him. You must have a team too. These must be your people. These must be the people that you know, the people who are there for you, the people who will care for you no matter what, the people who will always be there. It doesn't have to be family. It could be friends. It could be family. It could be anyone you know who's always there for you. Because to solve a problem, all problems are solvable. All problems are fixable. Hi guys, I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe. Don't forget to like. Have a good day. Make good choices.